Ever since I started covering Project Black Flag by Kobold on this channel, I got a lot of mixed comments in my comment section on Discord, on Twitter. And one hand, there is a group of people that thinks it's too much of a 5th edition 1D&D clone. Then there's a group of people that actually think that is a good thing, since a 5th edition puts down a really thorough and good framework for other creators to build upon, to build systems that make sense for their worlds and their product lines, etc. There's also a group of people that don't like Kobold actually saying that characters built with the Project Black Flag system are going to be somewhat more powerful than original 5th edition characters, and then there's a bunch of people that actually like it. So here is me just expressing some opinions, mainly in the favor of Project Black Flag. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and this is your go-to YouTube channel for everything Project Black Flag by Kobold. And since I am the world's leading expert in my own opinion, I wanted to quickly create this video where we talk about a few pain points in the community of Project Black Flag. So there were a lot of people really excited about hearing that Kobold were doing their own gaming system that kind of was backwards compatible with 5th edition, but then Kobold released the first playtest, which is only just like the beginning phase of character creation. It doesn't have any classes, it only has like species and a bunch of things and some feats and this and that. And some people, well actually a lot of people seemingly are a little bit disappointed for it being so close to 5th edition and especially close to what 1D&D is going to be as it looks like right now. Now I do realize that most of the negativity is from a vocal minority, but there are some points that I want to talk about in general, and I'm still very damn excited for Project Black Flag, but I do get that people think it is a 5th edition / 1D&D clone, and they're not going far enough from that. Now we did get a playtest, but it's a very early playtest, a very small playtest, only like 12 pages of a PDF that is free to download in the description below, and there isn't a lot that we can say about it just yet, but there are some hints in there about it being more than just 5th edition. First of all, they're kind of changing up the way you build your character with species and no, it's not species, it's actually more like your lineage and your heritage, but they also talk about things like luck points, so they are introducing new systems. So I think people saying that it is too close of a 5th edition clone, 1D&D clone, are just a little bit early with that. Also, I kind of like it being 5th edition. Kobold Press has a shit ton of books, all built for 5th edition. If Kobold Press would go too far away from 5th edition, they would lose a lot of the backwards compatibility. Now, I do agree with the fact that Kobold Press could have chosen their words a little bit differently in their articles, because I was also under the impression that was going to be taken much further out of the 5th edition, and the backwards compatibility was more like you can still use the old products, but it needs some adjustment in order to play, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be the case that all of the stuff there is still going to be fully backwards compatible, and you can just like still play that with the new Project Black Flag, which is in and itself a great thing to have. And also the fact that I know 5th edition for the last 20 years is just really helpful. All I need to do is take my knowledge of 5th edition, adapt it into Project Black Flag, and just play that one, which will only take like a very small amount of time because it will gradually pour in with the playtests. And also the fact that there are people, which is Kobold Press always has been a company that makes 5th edition books, meaning that you can sit at a table, one person could build a fully Kobold Press character, you could play in a fully Kobold Press world, but if another player wanted to play a vanilla D&D character, let's say just a champion fighter, they as well can still play along, and that is in and itself a great thing. But that subject is something that I'm going to put to rest right now, because it's just too early to say if it's going to be really a 5th edition clone, because they are, as far as I can read and as far as I can see, introducing a bunch of new stuff that they just didn't yet explained to us. Now, a statement that a lot of people make, rightfully so, is that everything Kobold Press is doing in this new playtest that we've gotten has already been done before on other community content, on the Dungeon Masters Guild or Drive to RPG or other publishers, which is absolutely true, but that is not a bad thing. That is the nature of open gaming. You can take whatever ideas from different stuff that you like and you pick and choose and you make your own kind of system. From this main system, you built your own subsystem that makes sense for your product line, firstly, because Kobold Press has an entire product line that it needs to make sense for, but also for the Midgard world. In their case, they want to build a system that makes sense in the Midgard worlds. And that is, I think, one of the strengths of 5th edition and one of the great things about open gaming. For example, the lineage and heritage system reminds me a lot of the modules called An Orc and a Half Had a Little Baby. There's An Orc and a Half Had a Little Baby 1, 2, and if I'm not mistaken, there's already been a third one. And Kobold Press basically takes kind of the same idea, they do their own thing with it and implement it into their own system, which again just proves that the community helps build greater stuff. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is something really important, and that is the power creep. With the first playtest, Kobold Press literally in their playtest say that characters built with the Project Black Flag playtest material, or in general Project Black Flag, are going to be more powerful than vanilla 5th edition. They're not saying it in those words, but that is what they're literally saying. And a lot of people take a lot of issue with that because they think, and they rightfully so think in a way, that player characters in 5th edition already are more than powerful enough. And I can only agree with that. But I don't agree with it when it comes to Project Black Flag. Let me give you an example. If you take one of the monster books from Kobold Press, any one of these or the ones that are in here, you will notice that the monsters are also way more powerful for their challenge rating than they are with, let's say, the monster manual from Wizards of the Coast. So the problem that 5th edition has is that players become way too powerful compared to the monsters that they shoot with the challenge rating system shoot face, because the monsters, a challenge rated 5 creature, will be beaten to death really easy by a level 5 party in 5th edition. But when you put a challenge rated 5 creature from Kobold Press, from the Tome of Beasts, in front of a group of 5th edition characters, they will have a much harder time. So the power creep in Project Black Flag in Kobold Press has always been there. Midgard has always, I play a lot of games in the Midgard campaign setting. I do games where 99.9% of the material I use comes from Kobold Press, from their books, and the player characters who use subclasses or races or feats or spells. The spells from Kobold Press are really powerful. These characters are more powerful. It has always been that way. Now Kobold Press is just admitting that. They're just saying, look, characters built from our system are going to be more powerful. But what they're not saying, what they forgot to kind of say, is that it goes both ways. I, as a game master, also feel that creatures are way more powerful. So a challenge rated 5 creature from a Kobold Press book is meant to go up against a level 5 party of Kobold Press characters. That is where it is at, and that is actually what I think is what they mean by these characters being more powerful. They say slightly more powerful, but we all know they're going to be more powerful. After all, the Midgard campaign setting is a wicked and dangerous place with monsters that have abilities that don't even happen in Faerun. So it needs heroes that have abilities that don't even happen in Faerun. So long story short, is Kobold Press building an entirely new system? No, they're not. Are characters in their new system going to be extremely powerful? They probably are. Is Kobold Press doing this on purpose just to have a system that makes sense for their Midgard campaign setting? I think they are. Until next video, bye bye.